Hey, who rode the bus here? Who has the fire in their belly?
Did you drive your car or ride the bus? Show of hands. Crickets.
Welcome back to Name 3 Players. We're your hosts, Victoria.
And I'm Reagan.
And this is Sports for the Girls.
So you know it, you love it, whether you're a dedicated sports girly or you don't really know your shit and you just need a little tidbit of information to get you through your weekend, because this is a big weekend.
You want to stay relevant when the boys are talking about fantasy football.
Yes.
And you need just a couple facts to throw out there. We got you covered.
We sure do, because guess what our breakdown is? Fantasy football.
All right, well, other than football being back, when we're recording this is Wednesday, so tomorrow...
It feels like fucking Christmas Eve.
It is Christmas Eve.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I literally can't wait. So that's all I can think about. Like, wasn't really focused. I'm like, what am I going to wear to the game? What time are we going to get to the game? Where are we going to tailgate at the game? Like, it's just the game.
Game.
And by the time you're listening to this, the game will already be over.
We would already have been at the game.
That's kind of sad to think about.
Take a shot every time we say game. Game. No, but today I was like on TikTok and my TikTok doesn't know I'm a Chiefs fan, which is kind of cool because then I get all the other like content as well. And it's just NFL hype video after NFL hype video after mic'd up after NFL hype video. And I'm like, it's hyping me up. Like, I'm a Dolphins fan for the next 15 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Let's go on this
right.
TikTok.
Let's not get too far ahead
Yeah,
of
I said
ourselves.
15 seconds.
Okay.
But speaking of the Dolphins, did you see that their, I forget what, maybe defensive coach? I don't know. Some coach, not obviously our man, love him, not him, but he had eye surgery.
Yes.
And he was laying, this is dedication. Like,
Yes.
I've never seen it. He had to be laying face down. So
For
he was
90% of 7 days.
Yes. So he was laying face down, but then he had like an iPad with the film on it and it was like underneath the massage table so he could watch it. I'm like, that is the grind. That is loving your job.
To that I asked, though, you just had eye surgery for a separated retina, cornea.
Oh, I didn't read
Like,
that far into it.
The blue light of that screen could not be good.
Maybe he had those blue light glasses on.
How do you not have bandages on?
Yeah,
like,
no, it doesn't make any sense. I didn't think about it that much. I just was like, wow, football is back, baby.
So if he can watch
Inspiring.
it, you can watch it.
What a gladiator. But yeah, so anyway.
Well, I think that wraps up our catch-up. The thing that's hard about when we are like, how's your week been? It's like, I've been at your house for almost 3 hours now, and we've
been catching up.
We've caught
Honestly,
up.
Producer Chloe, should step in and be like, hey, you guys can't talk until the mic is on.
We try to do that, but then we
so many times,
and then we don't stop talking.
Yeah.
But
All right. Do you have anything to fill the girlies in on about your life?
Same shit, different week.
Okay.
I'm gonna get drunk this weekend
Exhilarating.
with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Football's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that about covers it.
I mean,
What about you?
retweet. We have the same plans, so can't really
When do we not?
can't really fill them in on anything else. But yeah, that's not really a catch up. That's a forecast, but this is what we're planning on doing.
Conditions are right for a blackout this weekend.
60 degrees and blacked out for the next 48 hours.
There's a 70% chance of a blackout in your area.
There's a chance of 1942.
We're big balling with 42.
Oh my god. All right. Well, what's your win and your loss? I'm so excited to tell you mine, but I want you to go first.
Okay. My win of this last week, I went to Nashville to celebrate one of my friend's 30th birthdays. And that was, you know, everything you imagined 48 Hours in Nashville to be. Just an absolute shit show. But she had the time of her life, and I love that for her. And I had so much fun. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my win. I love, like, just, you know, celebrating the girls. And it was a girls' trip, which is always fun.
Yeah.
But no, I would say as much as that is my win, it is also my loss because I was down bad Sunday morning after I got there Saturday, and they had already been there one day, which I don't even know how any of them were alive. Like after 72 hours of that is absolutely asinine. I had to work the day before and fly like in late, and so I was down one day, and I still was on my deathbed. On Sunday I got home and I just was like a zombie. I hadn't felt like that in years, and I felt every bit of almost 30. So that was also my loss. Win was the Nashville trip. It also created a hell of a hangover, which was my loss.
Damn.
So
That sucks.
just,
But I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, I did. I did have fun. And Nashville's just the best. I mean, who doesn't have fun in Nashville? I guess if you don't like country music, but then like, shut up. But yeah, what's your wins and loss? Excited to share.
So happy to report that my win is Plato's Closet. Yes!
Call back!
Dude, okay, so if you listened last week, my win was that I purged my closet. My loss was that I was going to have to face Plato's Closet. Here's the thing, girls. I went to the one in fucking Johnson County where all the rich bitches lie, and I walked in and I was a little nervous because the girl taking my clothes was wearing Bumblebee slippers,
It's
a
the
unicorn
Bumblebee slippers for
t-shirt. I'm like, girly pop, you're in your place of work, and I know for a fucking fact you're not taking my little 2-piece ASOS set and setting it aside, and you're gonna tell me that that's not in style, because what are you wearing? So I'm sitting there, and they told me it was gonna take less than 20 minutes, and because I was gonna go work out while I dropped my clothes off. And she said that, and I was like, all right, well, I can fumble around here for 20 minutes, whatever.
I can fumble around here.
45 minutes. I made 7 laps around the Plato's Closet racks. So then I was just getting madder by the second.
And you didn't like touch that stuff, did you? I always like, they don't wash it.
That's sick to think about. Maybe this isn't a win.
You're like, am I disgusting?
Oh. Anyway, so I'm getting madder by the second. And I'm like, these motherfuckers are going to offer me $4.75 for like 17 things.
Yeah.
I get up there. 3 digits, baby.
Bumblebee Slippers said, I'll pay you.
Yeah. And she was like, there was like a little bit left in the basket. And I was like, so what was up with those? And she's like, we don't take children's sizes. And I was like,
You're like, I'm a grown
I literally
girl.
said, I don't have kids.
I don't have kids. Your IQ
So I
is
was like,
6.
all right, whatever. Just give me my $101 and I'll fucking leave you be. So anyways, my win was that I made $100
Hell yeah.
there, which that's
Shout
unheard
out
of.
Plato's.
But they have like the little racks of like Free People and Lululemon, but it's like all bally and like 7 years old. So like, shut up. Anyway.
Bally.
Pilled.
Do you? Yes,
yeah.
pilled.
Correct word, pilled.
But you know what I'm saying. You knew exactly what I meant.
Yes. Bally.
It is, and you have to use one of those fabric shavers.
We have one for the couch.
I have it for my thighs.
Same thing.
My Lululemon leggings ball
You could just
up.
take them to Plato's. They'd be like right here on the rack, sister.
That's that ball.
Prime spot. That's that ball spot. Jesus Christ. My loss is back on the car saga. My new wiper blades are now wiping a cracked windshield. And that shit is spreading. Whenever the rock hit me when I was going home from the lake, and I was like, cool. And it looked like a little tiny star. And I was like, this is fun. I'm going to be home soon. I'm going to call Chloe. I'm going to call her dad, and we're going to fix it. By the time I got home, so this happened in like Sedalia. So if that's like an hour and a half away from where I live. By the time I got home, it looked like the fucking fireworks exploded on my windshield. And it's like curving upwards. Like it just is so... Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. But I'm just like, how do I stop it? And it was like clear nail polish. I was like, this isn't a mosquito bite. We're not... No. What are we doing?
This is an actual windshield of a vehicle.
So, anyway, that's
It's-
crazy.
Is it still shattered?
Yeah, that was just on Monday.
Okay.
So that's my loss.
That is
Fucking
a big
rock.
loss. That's stupid rock.
I know.
Plato's Closet win. Rock loss.
What a turn of events.
Nashville win loss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this weekend, as we forecasted, next week is going to be a funny win loss, I'm sure. Hopefully not a literal
We'll
loss.
win some and we'll lose some. Listen, the boys last night on Thursday, tomorrow, whatever, they better have a win.
Yes.
Me as a human, my personality and dignity may take a couple
may
L's.
take an L over the weekend. Okay, well, that was our wins and losses. Now we're moving into our recap segment. And that's when we do just that. Any notable updates or changes from our stories from last week's episode, we talk about it. Anything we want to revisit, anything that maybe progressed from when we talked about it last.
Mm-hmm.
Spain.
Our ongoing saga.
Yeah. So if you didn't listen to last week's episode, go do that. In a long story short, basically the president kissed a player, the coach sucks, and the player was like, hey, don't do that, but then laughed about it. And so there's a lot of just really confusing information.
Lots of question marks. And you know what? That video I haven't seen anything else about that video of like everybody.
The laughing video?
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't either. I think the news of the president obviously getting in trouble and banned, and then the head coach, Vilda, he was finally fired.
Yeah.
I think that took precedent over like this, People's Court investigation of Hermoso. But it just shows you like what men can get away with. Thank God they actually didn't, but there for a while they did.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying and it's sad, and I want justice for her for sure. And I'm glad that like the people spoke up, like FIFA stepped in and said, hey, you can't do that. We're stepping in here. It's just fucking crazy.
Yeah. So Hermoso, the one who was kissed, Spanish prosecutors announced like an investigation into the case and gave her the option to like make a statement on it. So she has filed a complaint of sexual assault against him and pressed charges. So he is suspended for 90 days, could be banned for 2 years.
Yeah.
That coach was fired, thank God.
Yes. Spain then appointed a female head coach in his place, Montse Tomé.
Mm-hmm.
And we love to see that.
Yeah, it's the first ever female head coach.
For Spain.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so Vilda's out. Women are in. We love to hear it.
Women are always in.
Women are so in. Okay. But yeah, so that's really our soccer drama. I mean,
it's progressing in the right direction finally.
It is. It's just still messy. Like it's weird, and like I did get on like a weird side of Twitter about the like airplane video and like the women laughing because it was the whole team. And there is, of course, just like a lot of dialogue around that. So yeah, it's weird. I'm not at all like victim blaming. Of course not. These men got what they deserved. I feel like actually they deserved a little bit worse, but yeah, it's just like a messy story. So read into it because it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think we're going to touch on probably a few things just throughout the stories.
Yeah.
But that really is the only thing that we had from last week that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so before we get into why you're here, the top 3 sports stories of the week, we have a sponsor, Homebred. So Homebred is a lifestyle brand. They host events. They have, they're what I would consider a streetwear line. So incredible high quality merch. Mm-hmm. They have events around the U.S., one of them being in Kansas City this weekend. We can't wait. But yeah, shop the line and then follow along. Also the content that they make is incredible. It's really just like a lifestyle brand and encompasses all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use code NAME3PLAYERS for 15% off. You can follow along for their events. Obviously, shop the merch. They have continuous drops, and then they are limited. So, once they're gone, they're gone. But, yeah, if you're in Kansas City tonight, by the time you're hearing this, Friday, September 8th, it's the pregame 3 party at the Fontaine Hotel rooftop. We will be there. We would love to party with you and hang out with you and come just celebrate the kickoff of football.
Yeah.
If you're not a Chiefs fan, doesn't matter. Come hang out with us.
You can find tickets to that in our bio, if they're still available by the time you're listening to this.
Yeah. I don't know if same day is available, but it's worth a shot. Try.
Yeah, just give it a
And then there is another event actually that following night, Saturday, September 9th. It is the Overtime Party at Society, and that is not a ticketed event. Anybody can come. You just obviously have to pay your cover at the door, and we will also see you there if we're still alive.
No, we'll be there.
No, we'll be there.
Forecast says.
The forecast says we will be there, so we will be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Homebred. Follow along. Great guys that run it. And we're big fans. So look it up. Use our code for 15% off your order.
Stunning.
All right. It's that time. These are our top 3
Stories of the week. And you know what? Like we always say, we make the rules. So while there's 3 topics, there might be a couple stories mixed into one.
It is broken down into 3 stories, if you will. They're really just like categories, and we're just going to be talking.
Yep, we're just going to be talking.
Just talking.
So to kick us off...
Wow. New shot game. Take a shot every time we say kickoff.
Big football girl.
Big.
No, but to get us started, just going to preview week 1 of regular season. Football is here. Chiefs played last night versus the Lions. I pray to God we came out with the win, but only you guys will know while you're listening to this. We won't know. One can only hope. Mm-hmm. But just some notable matchups for the weekend ahead, and I just want to hear your predictions as we chat through these.
Ooh,
so we'll
lovely.
see. First up, Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. They play Sunday at noon. It's going to be a shitty game. Not really much excitement there, except for the number 1 overall draft pick, Bryce Young. It could be his first game, so everyone will be watching him to see if he lives up to the hype. Do you have a prediction?
I am picking Atlanta.
Okay, I was going to pick the Panthers anyway, so.
Really?
Yes, I really was. Bryce Young.
Vegas says otherwise.
Okay. Okay, next matchup is going to be the Miami Dolphins at LA Chargers. They play Sunday afternoon. This is going to be like one of the strongest matchups of the first week, and probably going to be a pretty high-scoring game between Justin Herbert and Tua. So, should be interesting. But aside from Mike McDaniels, I love to hate the Dolphins, and I sure as shit love to hate the Chargers. So,
Yeah. I love the Miami coach. If you aren't familiar, just like Google him because he's the goofiest motherfucker ever, and he's so funny. And Miami's the underdog in this game for sure. I'd like to see them come out on top, but I am gonna take the Chargers.
okay. So I'll take the Dolphins.
Okay.
Okay. Next one, notable matchup is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at the New England Patriots. They also play Sunday afternoon. So this one's going to be interesting because Mac Jones is the quarterback for the Patriots, and he stands alone. He doesn't have a backup quarterback. We don't really know what he's going to do if they need to bring in a backup.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then obviously always exciting to see how the Eagles look coming off of a Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
Not a win.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is gonna come out swinging.
Yeah.
Him with that background of his phone of him and the confetti
Yeah.
losing the Super Bowl. I think about that all the time, which it's like a common thing for people to do to like motivate them. But that's just so crazy.
It is crazy. However,
Every
I've
day.
seen like the NFL Instagram accounts have been posting like odds of like who's gonna struggle the most this season or who's gonna decline or who has odds of going to the Super Bowl, and like the Eagles are going down in like everything. Like they were like 4th in odds to make it to the Super Bowl. They were listed as one of the teams that may struggle the most this season. Like I'm just like, how? Because their team hasn't. They still have AJ Brown. They still have Jalen Hurts. Like
I know they're favored like 71% to win against Patriots.
well, yeah, I would hope so against the Patriots. but
Yeah.
But I just think it's interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, I've seen that people are like speculating against them about not being as like strong, but I didn't know it was like that territory.
Yeah.
I feel like I just love Jalen Hurts. I like the Eagles.
I do too.
Like as a team, I mean, especially even to say that like you're typically not going into the Super Bowl like, damn, I respect that team and I really like them.
Yeah.
I really like them. I like just them as an organization. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. Obviously Jason Kelsey, but like I think they're just like a really cool, good team. And as much as people say like their fan base is trash, which yes, our Philly fans in general for all of their sports, like very diehard and crazy. Yeah. But I could name one specifically, but like 3 other fan bases
You
that
can name 3.
name 3 trashy fan bases.
Bengals.
Freaking take the cake. Sorry family if you're listening to this. But no, I as far as like trashy fan bases go, I really didn't find the Eagles to be like
No.
annoying. So I like the Eagles, and
I'm going to pick the Eagles. I do think it's interesting.
I'm going to pick the Eagles. As I just told you, they have 71%.
Well,
I had her for that before she even said it.
Okay, fair.
yeah. Tom Brady, this will be his first time going back to New England since he left there. So people are like rumoring that could his jersey be retired? Like, is he going to be put in at QB2 for
That's
matchups?
funny.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Just pads up, goes out there.
Yeah. And then finally, the last like notable matchup is Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. They play on Monday Night Football. This is going to be probably the best matchup all weekend because it's Aaron Rodgers' like debut out of preseason. They obviously have a lot to prove, and then the Bills are just going to fucking give it their best shot again at trying to get to the Super Bowl. So,
Yeah.
we'll see.
What do you think?
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and just fucking march up and down that field.
Dang, so you think Jets?
I do.
I was going to choose Bills.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think the Bills just look so solid.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just been reading a lot about like how no one's really talking about them, but like that's like good, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I do. I think the Bills.
Bills are favored by minus 2.5 points.
But the Bills are favored. But you're still choosing the Jets because you already said it.
Yeah. I'm not. We love an underdog.
Yeah, and you're not siding with Vegas. Vegas who? If you're confused when we're saying Vegas favored, whatever, if those terms are confusing to you, if you go to episode 5, Jake, we have questions is the title. We actually break down that. It's sports betting is the breakdown. And we talk about the money line, the over-under, all that shit. That's our predictions.
Yeah, our little preview. Obviously, lots of games are happening this weekend. Those are just like the standout ones that would be fun to.
And you know the drill. We make the rules
We
on
sure-
what's notable.
we
and
sure
those are
do.
notable. So
All right. Well, back to contract news. We're going to beat the fuck out of a dead horse with this one, but shock to no one, unless he suited up last night and we all fucking lost our minds in the stadium, Chris Jones is still holding out.
yeah.
Your close friend story the other day when you were like, I'd love to get through one workout without this man ruining my day.
He's like just plastered on all the TVs. I'm like, I know. Let me listen to Beyonce in my noise canceling headphones and have my workout, Chris Jones. Why are you coming for everything I love? Is nothing holy? My workout too? You have to infiltrate my mental space when I'm trying to just get some endorphins? Turn this off.
We're bored of it. I wish I could respond to every ESPN analyst, every Sports Center guy, Wake Up Football, anyone on Twitter with the yawn emoji. Shut the fuck up.
We get
He's
it.
not
We
playing.
know.
We understand.
We got it.
And the Lions are grinning
If
ear
you're
to
Andy
ear.
Reid, are you like, shut up?
Yes.
Shut up. He pretty much, in his presser, he pretty much says, shut up.
Yeah. He's like, he's not here. Like, shut up.
Shut up.
Well, I'd like to also tell Will Compton to shut up.
That's crazy.
Barstool posted this reel of Will Compton, who just retired, like, literally last week. Like, also shut up.
Just say you got absolutely beat by the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes.
He was like, well, he went on
Regardless,
Barstool.
shut up.
Barstool posted something of him saying that the mainstream media is like, the Chiefs' reign is over. They're not going to they're not going to win to the division. They're not going to blah,
Which,
blah, blah.
Sure, and you're allowed to have that take, but like,
He was like, this is the, like, least deep, like, wide receiver room Mahomes has ever had. False. There's 7 on the fucking depth chart. Shut up. We get it. Chris Jones isn't here.
shut up.
Your chiclet teeth make you have a lisp.
Shut up. Also,
Will Compton, if you're listening.
shut up. Shut up. And it's not even like I was listening to something about them like talking shit on Aaron Rodgers, which we have done.
Not his game, his looks.
His personality. It's less deep. No, we will talk about your physical appearance and your personality all day long. That's what this podcast is about. So I was listening to them talk about Aaron Rodgers, and I got pissed off again. I'm like, shut up. You are disrespecting Aaron Rodgers. Am I allowed to do that from the safety of my comfy couch on my girls' podcast? 100%. You in your studio with your retired NFL career, quotes.
Yeah,
Shut up.
Yeah. When we talk about Aaron Rodgers, like, it's fact that he's aging. It's fact that his
And you
personality
guys were
sucks.
funny. Get a sense of humor.
But here's the thing with what he's saying and what I have the problem with is that we don't know if it's fact that the reign is over. We don't know that Mahomes isn't going to win the division. Like, you're just clearly speculating, and no.
And you're just
done.
getting clicks, which is fine. Get your clicks because you don't have an NFL career anymore.
I mean,
so.
I did post it on my story, I guess, so I gave him what he wanted, but I just was like, who's the her?
Like, what are you? Who is this for?
So anyways, Will Compton on our shit list.
Yeah.
In more contract news, the Raiders have restructured Jimmy Garoppolo's contract
Jimmy
G to that was another thing Will Compton said.
Yeah, he's like, I believe in the Raiders. I believe in Jimmy G.
Yeah, bro, get fucked. Anyway, Raiders have restructured Jimmy G's their quarterback his contract to create $17 million in cap space. Why? What are they preparing for?
Yeah.
Who are they bringing in?
Who's
Why
that
did
cap
you do
space
that?
for? Did you see in his presser when they were asking about the deal and he was like, they're trying to get the younger guy, they're trying to get the cheaper guy, but it's your job not to let them. I was like,
So who is
huh.
he mad at? I don't get that.
The Raiders.
Who he doesn't like that they did that.
Well, no, he got his deal. Like, he got the deal restructured.
Oh.
Yes.
The restructure is his way of not letting them bring in the younger guy.
His quote was, it's the NFL, they're trying to get the next guy in there. Find a younger guy, cheaper guy than you, but it's your job not to let them. And he answered that question in his presser on if he has something to prove. And he was like, yeah, like, I'm going to make sure that, like, they're not going to need to replace me.
Yeah, because if they tank this season, they want Caleb Williams from USC.
100%.
Which the
Jimmy G's got something to prove.
He sure fucking does. Okay, and then other contract news. This was huge coming out Wednesday. Nick Bosa, the defensive end from the 49ers, was also holding out, wasn't practicing, whatever, and in search of a contract extension. So on Wednesday, he agreed to a 5-year, $170 million extension with $122.5 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid defensive player in history.
Yes.
So
resetting the precedent.
correct.
For
Some
sure.
people were saying that, like, the Chris Jones of it all was waiting for this deal to get done to then see where he would fall in the market. Obviously, the Chiefs aren't going to get anywhere near that type of money, but this was, like, Nick Bosa was coming off of his rookie contract, so this is, like, his now, like...
Yeah. Like, it makes sense that there was that much money there.
Correct.
Yes.
Do you have any other thoughts on the contract news?
I mean, no.
All right, cool, because I cannot wait to talk about this. The only other thing I have for the NFL is
I know what you're going to say.
the Cardinals' new head coach went in and thought he really fucking did something with this pre-camp,
Lindsay, you have
pre-game
to look
speech.
this up.
Wait, who did what?
The Cardinals coach made this horrible
Horrific.
hype speech, but it's like so uncomfortable, and you're like, outsource that.
Well, so
Like,
he was
have
like,
somebody
Look,
come in.
bus here.
he was like, how many of you drove in today? Anyone ride the bus here? Show of hands. Raise your hands high. And it's just like, but he was like, you got that fire in your belly? Well, you better get it. It was like, oh, what?
Who rode the bus here?
My favorite thing on the TikTok comments was they were like, now Murr, tell them that they have fire in their belly, like in Practical Jokers. Because the man looks like Murr. And he's the new head coach this year. He was the defensive coordinator for the Eagles last year. He openly said this week in a presser that he was the reason that the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. I was like, you're
Buddy.
trying to get your players to
Somebody get this man a PR team
literally
and
what?
have them make the pump up speech.
Please just look up the Arizona Cardinals head coach and
Yeah.
you'll understand
He
exactly.
needs a ghostwriter for his speech. He's hiring. Read it to us, Chloe.
We're here for a reason. Don't get that twisted, okay? We're here for
Okay.
a reason to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut, you better light that fire pretty fast. Be who you are. Just understand, I'm looking for explicitive killers.
Fucking killers.
Bro.
With the most stoic look on his face. You know what?
Who drove here? Who rode the bus here? Do you
Show
have
of
that
hands.
fire in your gut?
Do you have bubble guts?
It's just like a string of questions, rhetorical questions. Who walked? Who's new? You guys play football? You ready to play? I'm looking for fucking killers.
Like, that's the hardest shit he said in the whole speech. I'm looking for fucking killers.
Also, imagine starting a speech with, did you drive here? And ending with, I'm looking for fucking killers. Oh my god.
But in better hype speech news,
They need to paint that in their locker room.
the Jersey Shore bit where she's like, Sam, that night at bed, Rod, blah, 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 put it on a flag. Put that on a flag and hang it. right
They
here.
need to, like, all of the fans, if they have any, they need to make that into merch.
So, switching gears, but not entirely. So, we're still on the subject of football, but college football.
Oh, and did it come out hot?
Dude, one thing to know, and then we'll get into like the meat and potatoes of this story, but Duke upset Clemson last weekend, 28-7. Clemson was ranked number 9. Duke was not ranked, and they did.
And they did.
And they won. But the funniest part about this was that the Duke quarterback, like in his post-game interview, was like, hey, professor,
Yep.
I think it's already past midnight, so can I get an extension on my homework?
And the professor said, this is Duke. No.
Well, and he was like, well, the offensive lineman in your class did it.
That was actually a funny response.
Yeah.
I
So,
respect.
no special treatment for that guy.
Yeah. He's like, you should have gone to Alabama.
Yeah.
This is Duke.
They
We
don't
actually
go to
care
school
about your
here.
education.
But anyways, the big story in college football is Colorado won a huge game
Dude.
with Deion Sanders
I
as their
am-
new head coach.
I take back every negative thing I said about Coach Prime. I am
He's
freaking locked in.
Incredible.
I sent Reagan probably 7 TikToks
Yeah.
in succession. I am obsessed with him. First of all, his fits. That should have been my fit of the
I was
week.
gonna say that.
His sideline fit.
Oh my god, it was incredible.
Well, good
But
thing you could still change.
Yeah. You
no,
can-
I'm pretty sure I feel strongly about mine. But no, I am a Coach Prime stan.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have a couple college football teams that I root for. I'm throwing Colorado in there.
I'm all the way
I'm
locked,
locked
in. I
in.
don't have a college football team, but now I do.
Yeah,
Did you watch his full interview on the Pat McAfee show?
I did not.
Oh, you got to. It's like
I saw
20
the Travis
minutes.
Hunter bit. but
Yes.
That's it.
So, just to kind of give everybody a little background here, this is his first year as head coach at Colorado. They last year went 1-11, and we talked about this in I think our first episode. But he like came in as head coach, completely overhauled the whole team. They cut like 50 players, brought like 50
He was
players.
a hard
in.
ass.
He was, and people were mad at him, and people still are like hating on him for how he's coaching. But like, this is the future of football. Like,
It's really hard to throw backlash on someone that just absolutely turned a team on its head.
yes. So they came out playing TCU last weekend. TCU was in the national championship game last year. They won 45-42. Like, they just had a show out game. And there's like 3 players to note. So Coach
2 of them being his own offspring.
his 2 sons are on the team. One is quarterback.
Should do our Sanders, yep.
Um,
And then Shiloh is the other one.
yeah. So the quarterback is his oldest son. Threw for a school record of 510 yards, 4 touchdowns. His youngest son, Shiloh, posted 10 tackles. And then they have this guy that's a freak of nature.
Travis
he
Hunter.
is incredible. Travis Hunter played on both sides of the ball and had a huge game on both sides of the ball.
Yep.
So for the girlies that don't know what that means, he played both offense and defense in the game. So he played 129 snaps total, finished with 11 catches and 119 yards as wide receiver on the offensive side of the ball, and then had like a red zone interception at quarterback on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Pat McAfee show interview with Coach Prime, he was like, when this kid can declare for the draft, he is going to be the best player on either side of the ball, and he will play on both sides of the ball in the NFL. Like, he was like, this kid is insane.
Freak of nature. And he's 20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
So
I can't wait to follow. I love, like, that's the stuff that I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, and he's getting
He's
a lot
amazing.
of backlash for what he wears in his interviews on the sidelines.
Who gives a shit?
That's what I'm saying. Like, these kids live, eat, and breathe exactly
You know what I
he's
want to say
telling
to
them.
those people all the time is like, it's the shut up and play people. We're like, shut up and play. Like, you're not allowed. Shut up and watch.
Yeah. Obviously,
Shut up
what
and
he's
watch a
doing is
football
working.
game.
He went on and on. He was like, I want these kids to be successful on the field. I want them to be successful off the field. I want them to go to class. I want them to learn financial management. I want them to be good dads, good brothers, good husbands. Like, he was like, I've had my time. I'm teaching them everything I know. And like, that's my goal.
I love him.
I know. I am so like,
Have you seen, I think it's one of the TikToks I sent you, but he like has like, it's in some interview, but it's almost framed like a TED Talk. Like he's like up talking, but he was like, every day, like you're not going to be like the top scorer that season. Show up anyway.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to be like, they're not going to be talking about you. You're not going to be in the headlines. Show up anyway.
Yeah.
Like he like goes through all of this and he's like, because the only way you get there is if to keep showing up.
yeah.
And like, then it shows like the Colorado game. And it's like, yeah, you counted him out. And everyone was like, why is he the coach of Colorado? That's why.
Yeah.
I do think it's crazy that both of his sons play. It's wild.
Yeah. And he was saying that Shedeur, the quarterback, he was like, when we get out on the field, we walk the field, and from the 40-yard line to the goal line, I'm his dad. And I'm like, how are we doing? How are we feeling? But then whenever we hit that goal line and we're walking back, then I'm coach. And I'm like, you need to keep your eye on this. You need to. And I'm like, how cool is it to have like that balance? Because just last week we were talking about
The coach
Jags
had
coach.
to cut his kid, yeah.
and like being a coach's son would be so hard, and being the father of your son while coaching him would be so hard. But like, what a perfect balance that is too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it. So
Love
excited to
hear
see
it.
how it all pans out.
Will Compton haters, Coach Prime stands on this podcast.
Yes.
Cool.
The last of the college football recap is FSU versus LSU. Absolute ass whooping on the FSU end. Jordan Travis, shout out. We love watching him play. He is the FSU quarterback and has just been an incredible little journey to watch.
Did you see, it's all coming back to me now. The LSU coach is a dick.
Yeah.
He said some crazy things.
Yeah, so when he coached for Notre Dame,
there's a post-game interview, which people were confusing it, which we even got it confused, but we fact-checked it. When he was at Notre Dame, he was in a post-game interview and was like, I'm a firm believer in execution, and I think my entire team needs to be executed after this tonight. Like,
how do you not get canceled? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But he said that when he coached for Notre Dame. Didn't say that when he coached for LSU.
Yeah.
His presser after the game for the FSU-LSU game, he did say it was a total failure and he expected his, team to come out. But he at least took some responsibility and said it. I think the quote is like, this is a total failure on the coaching staff and also the players.
Yeah.
But questionable coach.
Wild.
Yeah. I don't know anything other. Honestly, the only thing I know is like the execution bit. So
Yeah.
crazy.
Insane.
But
Okay. Football's
it.
back.
yeah.
Our final news story of this week is about the U.S. Open. So it's the final of the major tennis tournaments this year, happening in New York. And there's some youngins from America that are just kind of steamrolling everyone.
Yeah.
Men's unranked 20-year-old Ben Shelton defeated Francis Tiafoe, who is ranked number 10 in the world, both from America. But Ben Shelton just put the old beat down on Tiafoe in the quarterfinals. It was obviously an upset because he's unranked. So this little 20-year-old, he's not, but
It's like 6'4".
he's going to play number 2 in the world, Novak Djokovic, in the semifinals this weekend. This was a huge upset because obviously Tiafoe was like highly ranked, but it was an intense match. I actually watched it.
Yeah. Same.
And it was good. I think I'm a tennis girly. I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know how the scores work. I don't get it. But I do know that it's fun to watch. And the little young Americans are taking over.
Fun fact about him, he signed with the Florida Gators and his dad was his coach.
Tiafoe?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Ben.
Oh.
Yeah.
His dad was there. He was like, every time Ben would make a play, then they'd go to his dad. So that makes sense. That's cute.
With just a lot of father-son duos in this
Yeah.
episode. But, so his dad is the coach for Florida Gators.
Nice. So Ben Shelton's the youngest American man to reach the semifinals since 1992.
That's freaking crazy.
That is really wild. And then on the flip side of things, in the women's singles, a 19-year-old American, Coco Gauff, She popping off.
Badass.
Yeah, she is. She reaches her first ever semifinals. She's the first American teenager to reach the U.S. Open semifinals since Serena Williams. So
Fuck yeah.
big shoes to fill. What incredible footsteps to follow. Like,
Yeah, if you're Serena Williams, I feel like you're like, hell yeah, pave the way for you, sister.
yeah. So, semifinals, like I said, are this weekend. Or
How old is she now?
she's 19.
She turned pro when she was 15.
That's crazy. So, semifinals, I'm sorry, were on Wednesday, Thursday. Finals will be held Saturday and Sunday. Saturday for women, Sunday for men. So we'll report back on where Coco and Ben fall if they make it to finals. But if Ben Shelton beats Novak, that's insane.
Yeah, and then with Coco Golf, she's ranked 6th in the world, and she's 19.
That's insane. So she's going to have a long career ahead of her.
That'll be a really fun one to watch grow too.
So,
I mean, Ben too, but
yeah.
we just love him. Badass girly.
New Colorado fans, new tennis girlies, like
New Coco Golf girlies.
new primetime girlies.
Oh my gosh, Coach Prime is my number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the 3 stories. A lot of football, a little tennis. Football is definitely happening. That is the center of our universe right now. But tennis is on the sidelines,
Yeah.
courtside, if you will. All right. Well, before we jump into the walkout fit of the week and the breakdown, we have the sponsor, our oldest sponsor, our tried and true. It is Waterboy. Replenish after a long weekend with a stick of Waterboy. Formulated with electrolytes and vitamins, this hydrating drink mix helps reduce nausea and fatigue and helps you chill out after a weekend out. Each stick of Waterboy is vegan, has 0 sugar, and includes 3 times the electrolytes and vitamins than its competitors. The original Weekend Recovery is available in strawberry lemonade and blue raspberry and fruit punch flavors with the newest athletic recovery and lemon lime. So whether it's for working out or going out, you can reach for Waterboy. Our code has changed. If you have been using the Name 3 Players, it's no longer active. It is now for the girls, all caps, no spaces, for 15% off your order. And you can use it on the sticks. You know, they're like original product. That's the ones we always, post, we reach for. We love it. You just mix it in water. They do have them in the cans, which is great. Load up your fridge if you're going on a trip, fun like little weekend. And the merch is incredible.
Yeah, it is. All right. Well, take us into our walk outfits, Vic.
All right. My walkout fit is a funny one. So Angel Reese, we know her, we love her. She plays for LSU. If you don't know her, you've been living under a rock, Google her. Her boyfriend plays for FSU. Obviously, as we were talking about, they played each other and they made a little wager. Whoever lost had to wear the opposing school's colors to class that following Monday. So obviously, LSU lost. So Angel had to wear his FSU Seminoles shit to class. And of course, she was so cute about it. And she like had to post it and like,
That's cute.
say that she was doing it. And like she posted, I think what she posted to Instagram, we can put it in our stories, but it was like a FaceTime between him and her. And she was like completely dressed in his stuff. And he like posted it and was like, Angel looking so cute and like their colors. Yeah. But that was just so cute.
That is cute.
Love a little camaraderie moment.
I want to be in love.
I want to be in love.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that's my walkout fit of the week is Angel Reese and FSU here.
That's good. Mine's silly, but I'm struggling.
Mine's silly.
But I gotta go with Andy Reid's tried and true game day fits.
Fuck
The black Air Force Ones, the black slacks, the Chiefs pullover, the glasses. It's just a classic. It's a
an Andy
staple.
Reid.
When you see the black Air Force Ones, he means fucking business.
Yeah.
So
You're getting Andy.
you are. So
That's a good
mine.
one.
Thanks.
I approve. All right. Well,
No designers needed there
No.
for mine.
we'll link the designers for Andy. All right. Well, last but not least,
Our breakdown.
it's our breakdown. The breakdown segment is where we break it down for the girls. We take a sports topic, a play, some drama, a concept that is otherwise confusing for the girls, and we just explain it and break it down simply so you can understand it and tell your girls or tell your hot date that you get it.
Yeah. And this is very timely. I feel like a lot of your men in your life.
Your male counterparts or your
Yes.
girls. Girls
Yes.
can fantasy football too.
Yes. So our topic is fantasy football, which is very timely right now. Everyone should have finished their drafts this week with the season starting on Thursday. But just to break it down, so when your man, you, your roomie are freaking out over some guy you've never heard of because he's benched this week, this is why.
Yeah,
Fantasy football is serious.
it is.
So we're going to break it down, but I wanted to ask you, have you seen the meme that's like, oh, your boyfriend's a doctor? Well, mine just became the head coach of a football team. And then she was like, oh my God, wait, he's the head coach of 3 football teams because he has like 3.
Yes, that's really funny.
I thought that was funny. But okay, to break it down, fantasy football is where you are the owner of your own team. You select players, you set a lineup every week, and then you watch as the players you've selected live in their game run, pass, catch, score, all of that. So
And those equate to fantasy
correct.
points.
Like
Yeah.
how many yards they run, their passing yards, how many catches, like if they've scored any touchdowns, any extra points, like anything that they do, all equate to fantasy points. Each week, if you're in a league or someone you know, they're matched up with someone else in their league, and then whoever has the most fantasy points that week wins. So it's interesting because like you can draft players from different teams to make up your own team. So like you have to watch like
You're the coach and the scout and the owner of the team.
correct.
Basically.
Yeah. So you got to watch Patrick Mahomes in one game, who's your quarterback, but then you may need to watch Zay Flowers, who's your wide receiver, in another game that make up your fantasy points for that week.
Right, and if one of them get injured, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So typically people do it manually. They have big draft events. It's like a whole thing.
Or
And
you can just be lazy and auto draft.
Exactly. So like you can pick your team with your friends, or you can do an auto draft virtually online. And that's where you just like set up a list of people that you'd want on your team, and then whenever your pick comes, if that person's available, they'll draft it for you. That's what I would do. But yeah. So there's like obviously rules and like tips for drafting, but your draft is like essentially about finding value. You want the highest scoring players on average on your team. So you want highest scoring players on your team. So quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, anybody that's going to be getting into the end zone, rushing the ball, passing the ball. And then like kickers are fine. And then people on defense really come last because typically people on defense aren't scoring points. But yeah, stack up your bench because you're going to need people. So if your man or whoever is picking their lineup for the week, be like, is your bench stacked?
Is your bench stacked?
But then I think the fun thing is like the punishments that you see people do for losers of fantasy drafts.
Yes.
So I pulled the top fantasy punishments just to like
Ooh,
see what you
that's
think.
fun.
The Waffle House thing, which I feel like we've heard. Last place in a league has to stay in a Waffle House for 24 hours without getting kicked out. So like
Easy.
each waffle consumed decreases the penalty by an hour. So if you like eat 12 waffles, you can cut your time in half.
That's amazing.
I think that's fun.
That sounds. I would choose that one. Like I'd sign
We
up
should
right
have
now.
looked this up for our bets, but
Yeah.
this one is
That's a
play
good
in a
one.
U.S. Open qualifier tournament.
Shut
In
up.
a golf tournament with like amateurs, golf pros to qualify for a U.S.
Oh, I thought
Open.
you when you said U.S. Open qualifier, you meant tennis.
No,
Okay.
golf U.S.
That's
Open.
even worse.
Yeah, terrifying. Take the ACT or SAT, which love that. Always a good one. Have to do a
Dumb.
stand-up comedy set.
Oh my god, that like an open mic.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That one is. I would not do that.
No.
I would pass out.
This one I think is
I have a
hilarious.
podcast.
I'll have a lemonade stand. Can you imagine?
In like the suburbs or the city.
I don't know.
Oh my god, the city would be so bad. Like you're just downtown with a lemonade.
Have a
25-cent lemonade in parentheses. I lost my fantasy draft. Oh my god, that one's amazing.
Have a solo date night where you bring a giant stuffed animal or inflatable doll with you. Yeah, those are all wild.
It is wild.
The amount of guy friends that I have that have tattoos on their ass for losing fantasy football, that's hilarious. More than I'd like to admit.
Wow.
Assets are very in.
Oh, yours is tasteful.
That
Theirs
looks
is
like
like
you
a
lost a
wall.
fantasy draft because it's a Chiefs one.
That's cool. Thanks, Vic.
Oh.
It's for Liv, my friend. Olivia. Liv.
On your ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho.
She has an ass tap for
No, I knew
the
that.
Super
I
Bowl.
always mixed it up with the Arrowhead one. That's not on your butt.
Arrowhead's right there.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Liv's name is on my ass.
Liv's name.
Fantasy football, man.
That's it.
We broke it down for you.
Yeah, I mean, you did really great. Before we let you go, we're going to do the thing where we talk about music for no reason at all, and we call it a walk-up song of the week. Oh my gosh, I see yours. Reagan, what is your song of the week?
Well, I thought it was only right to be Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill. Talk about wanting to run
Deep
through
exhale.
a wall.
Ugh, there's nothing like it.
Yeah,
You can find it actually on the About That Time playlist.
sure can.
You can also find mine.
What is it?
So it is the song "We Ready" by Archie Eversole and
Stunning.
Bubba Sparks. And if you don't know it, look it up because you'll know it.
Yeah, that also makes me want to run through a wall.
100%. That one plays first, and then it goes into Dreams and Nightmares.
I sent that playlist to somebody this weekend, and they were like, "We ready to open the gates?" He's like, "Tip of the cap to you on that one." I was like, "This is big, but I'll let her know."
Yeah,
So this is
thank
me
you.
letting you know.
Hats off to me. It's some of my best work, I will say.
It's great playlist.
But yeah, so you can find both of those on the About That Time playlist. We previewed it last week. All right. Well, anything else? Any closing notes?
I just hope that whenever you're all listening to this, you know that Vic and I are in such a happy place knowing that the Chiefs have played a regular season football game for the 2023 season.
It's just the best place to be. Hopefully we're not listening to this on Friday and cringing because they lost. But either way, we don't care. We'll stand by our team. We'll stand by the NFL. We love to see it.
Real quick, Reagan here while we're editing to let you know that we are cringing because we did lose to the Lions by 1 point. So, but we're sticking by the NFL and our team.
All right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. This was Name 3 Players. We release new episodes every Friday to cover the hard-hitting stories. You can listen to our episodes on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and YouTube. And even if it's not video, you can just look at our faces, our pictures. The entire hour you listen to this, you can still listen on YouTube. To stay up to date on all that's happening around sports in between episodes. And for any information on MTP events and any of our sponsorships, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Name3Players, all spelled out. And you can listen to the playlist that we just talked about, and also our Walk Up Song of the Week playlist. It gets added every single week. Chloe puts these songs on there, and any other playlist that we have on Spotify at Name3Players, all spelled out as well.
Yeah.
Drink your water, boy, girls. It's
You're
NFL
gonna
is
need
back. You're gonna need it. We're gonna need it. If you're in Kansas City, if you're in Kansas City, we will see you on Friday and Saturday at the
Yeah.
Homebred event. Follow them on Instagram, Homebred Legends. If you don't follow us on Instagram, what are you doing?
Literally.
Name 3 Players, all spelled out, of course. Go whatever NFL team that you're rooting for. Go any college football team you're rooting for. Go any tennis player you're rooting for.
Hell yeah.
And have a weekend
For the girls. Bye.
Bye.